Millions of years ago, on an endless journey for survival, a group of early humans walks across a vast, dry plain. Their weary bodies and slow pace reveal just how arduous this trek is. Suddenly, their quiet march is interrupted. Ahead of them, a herd of wild horses grazes freely. The group pauses. Among their group was a mother with a child. That mother took her child and went to rest under a banyan tree. While the mother rested in the shade of a tree with her child, the eyes of the group's men were fixed on finding food. Their target, that herd of wild horses. They walked through the dry grass, under the scorching sun. Stopping under a tree, the group's leader signaled to the others, "There, the prey is right in front of us." Meanwhile, the horses, sensing no danger, grazed peacefully in the field. The group of early humans began to move toward their prey once more. Along the way, they all picked up sturdy, dry branches from the ground. These were their weapons. Then, slowly and silently, they began to advance. They lay down in the tall grass, their sharp eyes observing, planning how to hunt the horse. The animals were still completely unaware. Suddenly, they all rushed forward together, surrounding one horse from all sides. Then, with relentless blows from their clubs, they killed the animal. Meanwhile, the mother cradles her child, gently lulling her to sleep. In this perilous world, this is her only sanctuary of peace. But not far away, danger personified is on the prowl. With a scarred face and hungry eyes, a ferocious lion searches for its next meal. Its slow, deliberate steps signal a gathering storm. The hunt was successful. The early humans carry the massive horse on their shoulders, all together. Under the blazing midday sun, their tired bodies move slowly across the grass. Though exhaustion is on their faces, their eyes shine with victory. Finally, they reach the shade of the tree. They lower the horse and begin to butcher the meat with sharp stones. Afterwards, they lay their weary bodies down to rest. His wife comes forward with deep affection and gently wipes the dust and sweat from his forehead. In this harsh life, this is their language of love. The preparation for the meal begins. To make a fire, the group heads out into the open field to gather dried dung and twigs. And elsewhere, the mother holds her child close, nursing him. The hunt and the nurturing of a child. This is how life endures in this primitive world. The hungry lion, searching for food, stopped at the edge of a river. It needed to reach the other side. It waited for a moment, its sharp eyes scanning the current. Then, powering its strong muscles, it made a massive leap. Its body seemed to fly through the air. For a moment, time stood still. It landed successfully on the other side and continued its hunt for prey. Meanwhile, the early humans returned to their camp with the dry twigs and dung they had gathered. They piled it all together in one place, preparing for their evening meal. With tireless effort, the tribe's leader grinds a stick against stone, attempting to spark a flame. Finally, a single spark catches on the dry tinder. He carefully adds more dry twigs, feeding the small flame so that it can roar to life. After crossing the river, the lion climbed onto a high rock. From its vantage point, it scanned the horizon with hungry eyes, searching for prey. Seeing nothing, it descended from the rock and moved forward. A feast has begun around the fire. They've skewered the horse meat on long sticks, roasting it in the heat of the flames. After the successful hunt, everyone is joyfully eating the warm meat together. Just then, the tribe's leader goes to call his wife, who was resting beside their child, to come and eat. Answering her husband's call, his wife stands up and walks forward with him to join the feast. The scent of roasted meat and humans drifting on the wind reached the lion's nostrils. Intense hunger ignited its predatory instincts. It began to run towards the source of the scent, every step driven by the fierce desire for a kill. Meanwhile, by the fire, the chief sat down to eat with his wife. She glanced over at her child and then looked around. For now, they were safe, and they had food. In this moment of relief, The entire group began to eat the meat with joyful hearts. It was a well-deserved reward after a day of hard struggle, but this moment of peace would not last. Suddenly, they were startled by the cry of their child. Without a moment's delay, the chief and his wife shot to their feet, their faces instantly filled with deep concern. Hearing their child's terrified cry, they didn't hesitate for a moment. They ran to a horrific sight. A hungry lion was circling their child, ready to strike. To save his child, the father didn't think for a second. He picked up a heavy club and, with a defiant shout, drew the lion's attention to himself. Fending off the lion's ferocious attacks, he tried to strike back. An unequal battle began between a primitive man and the king of the jungle. At one point, the father struck the lion's head with all his strength. In a surge of pain, the lion bit down hard on the club itself. This was the opening. The mother snatched the child in a single dash and ran to a safe distance. The child was on her chest, but tears streamed down her face, a mix of terror and overwhelming relief. Hearing the lions roar and their friends' desperate shouts, the rest of the tribe comes running. They carry heavy clubs, their eyes filled with the determination to save their companion. They see their friend fighting the ferocious beast alone. Without a moment's delay, they all descend upon the lion, raining down a barrage of blows from every direction. Faced with the overwhelming group attack, even the beast is rendered helpless. After a long and brutal fight, the lion finally lets out a roar of pain and flees deep into the jungle. As the danger passes, the mother clutches her child even tighter. Tears of relief stream down her face as she kisses and comforts her baby. After this terrifying experience, will they decide to leave this place? And what other dangers await them on their journey ahead? To find out what happens next, stay tuned to our channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next part of their story. Thank you all for watching.